I certainly didn't come here to preach, but I have a very big burden on my heart for people who give their lives for this country and then find others who want this country to do for them. I have a problem with that. And one thing that people don't seem to get, that we get because we're here, is that freedom is not free, and there's a responsibility for us all to do things to help celebrate, reward, encourage, and grow this freedom. Being a Marine officer, I can tell you that I'm very blessed and privileged to be in this country. After fighting outside this country and spending time outside this country, as strong as I try to be on the outside, I think I melted like a little child when I got back to my country. We take so many things for granted. It's the greatest nation on the earth. But my concern is that that same sentiment is not shared by many, many millions across this country and across this state.
That's right.
Now, there's been a lot of talk about the greatest generation. Those who fought in the Great War, gave their lives for that war, followed up on what our signers did not even 200 years ago at that time. Many people gave their lives for what we stand and what we call the United States of America. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to stand as well. We have a responsibility. Our greatest challenge, I hope somebody's getting this on tape, because I want this to resonate throughout the state of Maryland. Our greatest challenge is democracy. That sounds boring, doesn't it? But I'm going to say it again. See, you understand, don't you, sir? Our greatest challenge is democracy. And the enemy to that challenge is socialized spending. I want that to be firm and clear. I want everyone to see me when I say that. Our greatest, thank you, sir, our greatest challenge is democracy, and its enemy is socialized spending. And I'm going to explain why in less than 30 seconds. Because the less money you have, the less freedom you have. And if you take our capital, if you take away what we spend for our children's college, if you take away what we spend on our seniors, on our parents, from our savings accounts, if you can take more of our money away, you can take more of our freedom away.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
You know, a leader in this state, and I was told that I could not bring up parties, so I won't. But a leader in this state once told me, Charles, you can't run this state like a business. He said, government is not a business. I looked him back in the eyes and said, anytime you deal with somebody else's money, you better run it like a business and give them their money back. But I further said this, because he was up in arms about why in the world their budget is not growing. The more supposedly they cut projects, the less revenues they have. So I looked the young man in the face and said, it's really simple. I don't know how you missed this with all your degrees, but the more money you take from us, the less we're inclined to spend. So if we don't spend it, you won't generate any sales tax. If you don't generate any sales tax, your budget can't grow. If you give us our money back, we might spend more of it. But if you tax us more, we're going to save our money. That's simple. It's common sense. It doesn't take a genius. And I told the gentleman, who's not my leader, but I told the gentleman, see, I said nothing about party, did I? I told the gentleman, I'm raising 4 girls and I understand this. Every time they get their allowance, they ask to go to the mall. If I don't give them their allowance, they save what they have. We have to do something about consumer confidence, because we are not confident in our government, so we're not going to spend our money because we're concerned about what they're doing with our money. It's good to clap. It's good to hear a good speech. It's great to be motivated, but there's going to come a time, sir, for you to act. You're going to have to do something. When we elected them to go to Annapolis and to go to Washington, D.C., they didn't become our leaders. They became our representatives. There's a difference. They are held accountable to us. But when we don't get involved, we give them a blank check to do what they want, to do what they feel, regardless of party affiliation, and then tell us they know what's best and how to regulate our money. I had one elected official tell me that I had no right to hold him accountable. Ain't that funny? Then he told me to come to a meeting filled with other elected officials with that kind of talk. He said, I'd barely get out of the room alive. I said, really, when can I show up? Even when you're small and you're a Marine, you're still kind of stupid. You'll take on the world. You know how it is. We think we can beat up the building and rebuild it. So I asked for the date. I'm ready for it. Then I told him, as long as you're elected and my money pays your bill, you'll do what I tell you. It's that simple. Because it's our money. It's my children's money. It's my grandchildren's money. Listen, we're going to go down in history as a great generation. This is making news. It is getting people's attention. The silent majority is now becoming the vocal majority. It's happening. And we're going to make some true differences, and we're going to have to do it right here. But I have to say this. You, sir, you, ma'am, you're going to have to get involved and stop ignoring it and turning off the television to try to find something stupid on TV to watch. Get yourself engaged in our American process. Honor what people died for. Uphold freedom and hold people accountable. It is your job and it is your right. Now, I personally believe that the state of Maryland is going to be great. I know what you're thinking. You're saying, Charles, 149 years of Democrat rule in this state since the Civil War. I said, I know. And I tell you, I know. But something's about to happen. Because I see people, again, of various skin colors and genders coming together under the American, not the conservative, the American philosophy of freedom. It's exciting. But here's what's awesome. The state of Maryland is going to trigger this whole thing. Right where you stand, right where you lay your head down, right where you walk and go to work, here in this great state, it's going to start, and I hope this is being recorded, it's going to start one of the greatest, and I'm going to say it, revolutions that this country has ever seen, right here in Maryland. It's going to happen. And remember, you heard it from this old Marine first. It's going to happen. Hoorah! Now, I'm convinced that the state of Maryland is positioned, it's drawn, it's shaped in the form of a gun for a reason. I believe that come November 2010, we're going to pull the trigger here in this state, and it's going to ring out the shot heard around this country. We're going to take back the governor's mansion. We're going to win 20% of our seats back. And we're going to be American. We're going to be conservative, and we're going to be American. And I don't care if you're Democrat. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're black, if you're white, if you're Hispanic. If you're American and you're conservative, you jump on this bandwagon with me so we can stop socialism, take freedom where it belongs, and let the world see the greatest country that it's ever seen before. Listen, God bless you all. Stay American, stay true, and get to work. God bless you.